What's going on, y'all? Toby coming at you. And you might be wondering why I'm coming at you from the bike. Well, there's a reason. Because today is November 1st. Tomorrow marks 39 weeks since my surgery. Taking a ride today. I'm catching a quick ride real quick to catch some of this fall foliage as it's changing. Today looks like it's going to be a beautiful day, and the route that I usually do, we kind of hit 313, and you'll see that in a different video. But the first part I'm going to cover about this week's video is it's particularly related to motorcycling, but any kind of heavy duty machine handling. So probably won't pause anymore during this stuff. I do that out of, habit at stoplights and stuff like that. So, and I don't know how the wind is, with my face shield up, I don't know how this wind is interacting with my audio here, my verbal. But, so, as I told you, I think I mentioned this last week, that I was considering stopping taking the acetaminophen, because I have been, as I've said before, I have been feeling the pain I told y'all about, the discomfort in the chest area around my scar, right? And it's not, wow, look at that, y'all. You just like, they don't care. Anyway, I'm trying to think of how to articulate this to y'all. My point of bringing this up on the bike is, as you can imagine, handling a motorcycle or handling a forklift, or if you regularly handle like a dolly with a lot of weight on it, or whatever, stuff like that, right? Things that require you to use a lot of weight on your chest. I covered that in that other video, and I'll put that up here. But I wanted to explain this from a motorcyclist's point of view, because this relates to anybody out there. Okay, so what I did was, I wasn't 100% sure. I thought maybe I had, or my body had grown a tolerance. I thought maybe my body had grown a tolerance to taking acetaminophen, which, those that don't know, it's an OTC, over-the-counter version of Tylenol, or it's an off-brand name. Acetaminophen is the technical name for aspirin, or not for aspirin, for Tylenol, okay? And I wasn't sure. I've been taking it ever since I stopped the hydrocodone stuff that the hospital prescribed me right after my surgery. I've been taking that, and I've been taking it as needed, but mostly I've been taking it like once in the morning for a while there, I was taking it once in the morning when I got up, once in the afternoon at some point, and then once before going to bed. I took 2 tablets each time, right? And so I wasn't sure, based upon how my chest was feeling, I wasn't sure if my body had grown a tolerance to the acetaminophen, and I wanted to check. So as of last Sunday, the video you saw last week, I didn't say it there, but last Sunday, I stopped, hold on guys. Time out. Are you good? What's that?
I didn't fucking take into account how heavy it is, floated down, and going up these fucking mountains. My gas gauge is broken, so.
Are you out of gas entirely?
Yeah.
Crap, man. Is somebody coming to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
No worries. Yeah.
That's a badass bike.
No, I appreciate it. What's your name?
Scott. What's your name?
Toby.
Toby, good to meet you, brother.
You too, man. You're welcome, Scott. I always try to help out if I can. If I see it well fast enough to react, I always try to help. Anyway, so my point is, for those of you who don't know, his gas gauge was broken. He didn't realize it, and he ran out of gas, and he's already had somebody bringing him gas, so he was good. But so anyway, like I said, the intent is I stopped taking the acetaminophen on Sunday, and all week long, the first couple of days, you get so wrapped up in habitual actions and routines that you do, I wasn't thinking about that I had stopped. And in the process, during the first day, Monday, Tuesday time frame, my chest was hurting. Like, not like, oh crap, there's something wrong hurting, but I felt like I had just left the gym. And I just finished a couple days worth of serious workouts in the gym. All my chest area here was hurting, like muscular, right? And then I remembered, I was like, hey, you stopped taking the acetaminophen. So, look, this is a statement to say, first of all, I'm at week 39, okay? Almost at 10 months, a week shy of 10 months since surgery. And I'm still feeling chest stuff. It's deep tissue stuff, deep bone stuff, and it has to heal completely. But this just demonstrates to me how much more healing internally, how long the body, especially with surgery, how long this takes to accomplish. So my point to you all is, one, I'm writing and I'm doing this video, this part of it, for a couple of reasons. One, to show you and demonstrate to you, anybody, that your life is not over because you had open heart surgery. Let me say it again. Your life is not over. Your activities are not over, have not ended, just because you had open heart surgery. With good rehabilitation and diet and everything else, see, I'm feeling that right now, right here. It hurts. Like, not like, oh, I gotta stop moving. It doesn't hurt like that. It's just, it's there, right? So, but again, you will get back to it. I'm telling you, unless you had, and I say this with a liability claim of, those with pre-existing conditions. If you couldn't do something before, open heart surgery is not likely going to magically repair that so that you can go do those things. Like, you're not going to go Halo, you're not going to go join the military, you're not going to, whatever. I'm just saying, the point is, if you were like a car mechanic before, or whatever, take your pick. You were working at Lowe's, you lifted heavy equipment. Nothing's saying you're not going to be able to get back to doing that again at all. The life is not over. Don't write that off, okay? But the other part of this is, it's taken me, even at 10 months, I am still feeling some levels of discomfort in my chest, okay? So the point is, patience is required, but perseverance is required too. So it's kind of, I guess, you pick your syllabus or pick your thesaurus. They're both kind of the same thing, right? You're gonna get that. But I don't want people to lose hope. That is the main point I'm making here first, okay? I got off acetaminophen to see if it was me, or if it was my body, or if it was just the painkillers themselves. And this tells me that it's kind of both. My body is still healing, but you don't realize how much the painkillers are helping until you're not taking them. Don't matter if it's hydrocodone, doesn't matter if it's morphine, doesn't matter what it is. You don't realize how much it's helping until that wears off. So, am I going to go back on acetaminophen? More than likely. I'll probably go back to one tablet a day or something, just to see how that goes. We'll do a scale to go back into it. But we'll see. But having said that, we'll move on to the next segment of this video. So one other thing I forgot to mention on the bike about the pain that I'm feeling, that I've been having, it's been consistent, is not necessarily related to the acetaminophen piece, but it's about its mobilities. It's, guys, as you're healing, you remember when you finished the surgery, you woke up out of the knockout stuff, out of the anesthesia, and one of the first things that the care team did was get you ambulatory, right? Get you up out of bed, get you walking, all that kind of stuff. And I said this in the previous videos in the very beginning, early on, stagnation does not equal healing. Okay, so, and that's something I've got to be careful of too, because I love activity, I love writing, but I love getting on my computer, I love doing videos, I love watching movies and stuff with my family, and I love to walk, I love to run, I love to try to get back into the running thing. You got to balance it all out. You got to stay active, moving. This has to continue moving to keep it from, what's the word? Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word right now. I'll put it in the screen below, right here, right down here. Anyway, so you got to stay active. Keep moving, okay? There's going to be times where you don't want to. Keep moving. I'm going to answer a couple of the questions as well in this. So the next piece is further updates on me. I am sleeping through the night. And again, I say these just like I said on the bike. I'm giving you these updates, these particular things for my condition, but also so that you know there's hope for you, right? I promise you, it is going to get better. I'm sleeping through the night now. I don't have any leg pains, leg cramps, anything from the grafting in my legs. None of that. I don't feel the areas where on the right leg, I've told you this, that is still numb. I still have no feeling around the large portion of my right inner thigh around that scar. Okay. There's no feeling. It's numb. It's numb, but there is no pain. There's no cramping, no issues with that. Okay. The next topic I'm going to cover real quick is the diet piece. Okay. Kylie and I came across somebody's comment, and I went back through the videos and I could not find this person's comment. It was educational, really helpful. Thank you. Talking about salt. Okay. And my wife did some research as well. And so here's the thing, salt. most people that you see out there, and put in the comments what kind of salt you get if you buy salt, right, in your household. Most people get the Morton's iodized salt, okay? Why do they get that? Because Morton's, that particular kind of salt, has iodine in it, okay? And our bodies need a certain amount of iodine. I'll put the numbers here. I didn't write them down, but I did the research on them. Depending upon male, female, and age categories, you need to have a certain, I think it's milligrams or a certain amount of iodine daily, okay? Too much is not good for you. It can affect hypothyroidism. It can affect other things as well. So we went out and bought kosher salt, and there's also Himalayan salt, and there's like 12 or 15 other types of salt, and I'll put a picture up here as well. I'm also going to tell you, like, I'll put the pictures over top of me here, where Morton's iodized salt and then the kosher salt, I took screenshots or pictures of their nutritional charts, those nutritional labels, to show you how much iodine Morton's has. And it's actually I think it's the average amount of what your daily intake is supposed to be. And the crazy part is, y'all, if you're my age and most people over 30 or 40, you're probably taking a multivitamin. I know if you're over 40, you probably are. If you're not, you should be. I take an over 50 multivitamin, and it already gives me the iodine daily supplement requirement I need. So I don't need more iodine coming from that, from iodized salt. So it's a big factor on it. So you want to make sure. She and I have been doing a lot of research on this, and it's hard to remember everything, and it can get overwhelming, y'all. So just take it as you can get it. Research the foods, the ingredients in each thing. I'm not saying go crazy about all the stuff, just what you got to cut back on for your age, and because of the sensitivity, because of the open heart surgery, you don't want to get reclogged in the arteries and all that and go back on the table. So these are just things that can affect your health, your activity levels, take your pick, anything about your body. So all these things can have long-term effects, right? We know if you've already had open heart surgery, that's results of a long-term path of bad decisions, really, and hereditary. So the next piece we're going to do is, I've got a couple of questions posted, and now I'm trying like hell to remember them, and I had them up here too. So one person asked me if while I was in the hospital, if I wore a defibrillator vest. And I answered in the comments there, but I'll put it up here too. No, I did not. And this is a picture right here in front of me of what the defibrillator vest looks like. It's, y'all know what a defibrillator is. You've seen the ER TV shows and then medical TV shows where somebody codes out and they zap their chest to shock the heart to wake up and pump again, right, to get a pulse going. This was a defibrillator vest, kind of does that same thing. And that's all I'm going to say. I didn't go digging into it because I didn't have to wear one while I was in the hospital. If you did, feel free to put it in the comments. Let us know if you did. The other question, man, I am slipping now because there was another question. What I'll do is I'll put the question up here, what the other one was, and I'll put the answer typed here, y'all. I apologize. I'm blanking on what that question was. I could swear it was another question. But anyway, I'll put it here, like a yes, no, or whatever, something simple. But that's all the stuff on me, okay? So the final piece is I'm going to talk about Riley again, okay? I talked to her mom, Rebecca, today or yesterday, and I asked her for permission what she wanted me to share and what she didn't wanted me to hold off on, and she pretty much gave me carte blanche permission to share everything that she and I went over. So I'm going to be sharing the link up here for the GoFundMe account again, and it's going to be in the description as well. Okay, so she has G-tube surgery scheduled on the 14th of November. I don't know what that entails. I didn't look it up. I honestly, there's a certain point of people's privacy. I'm assuming a G tube is something to do with a feeding tube of some kind to make sure a person gets nutrition, okay, when they can't hold things down. And I'll read what I wrote here in my notes. They're pushing and advocating for, as I already told y'all before previously, Riley needs a kidney transplant, okay? And there's a lot of medical bureaucracy going on with it because any patient, they have to maintain a certain weight and a certain, I guess you'd call it health level, right? In order to be approved, be screened for, and then be approved for, and then be put on a transplant list, okay? And I guess my understanding is if you, in Riley's case, originally she did qualify for a transplant list placement, but she fell below the weight. And it's been a challenge for her to maintain any kind of a healthy weight. She's got to get above a certain point and maintain weight. But the seizures and all the transfusions, the dialysis stuff she has to go through weekly, like 3 times a week, y'all, it challenges her weight, the maintaining of weight. So her mom is trying to push for a transplant surgery to be scheduled 2 months after the G-tube surgery. So probably middle January timeframe-ish, maybe March-ish. And if their current care team does not agree with her, does not support, then they're going to seek a second opinion from a Mayo Clinic, a transplant team at a Mayo Clinic. Those are in Arizona, Florida, and Minnesota, the primary ones. So the challenge with that is that if they go to seek a second opinion, all that travel cost is out of pocket. Nothing is reimbursed. Nothing is covered. She is doing her schoolwork and all of this to keep current. The great thing is she does have a 504 plan, and she's a trooper, y'all. She's busting her butt on this. That's all I can say. This again, 15 years old. Turned 16 next month, now that we're in the 1st of November. Turned 16 in December. Look at what all she's gone through so far. This is insane. Now, if that care team agrees with Rebecca, about getting her started with the whole thing, because she has to go, the insurance has to do the referral piece. They got to do all the tests to get the approval to say, yes, she qualifies to be on the transplant list. And then they got to go through the process to get on the transplant list to meet the requirements. And somewhere in there, if that care team does not agree with her on making this an urgent factor, that's where they're going to go for the second opinion stuff. So again, keep her in your prayers. Again, as I've said, if you can't donate, it's okay. There's no pressure to donate, but please share the GoFundMe. Please share it with your friends. Spread the word. This young lady needs all the encouragement she can get. Her mom's name on Facebook is Rebecca Spiegel. Drop her a note. Tell her, give her words of encouragement. If you look up this, go to the GoFundMe and put some encouragement there and a note there. But y'all, that's it for now. I don't have anything else. Next Sunday will be the 40 weeks, 10 months since my surgery. If you've made it this far, do me a favor and put Riley Bug in the comments. I would appreciate that. And God bless you all. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for watching, and please continue to share your own experiences and testimonies. They are helping, and I get choked up every time I read them, y'all. And I shared them with family and friends, telling them what your stories are, because I know other people are reading your stories and gaining encouragement from them. Okay, especially those that have been 5 or 6 years or more, whatever, years beyond your open heart surgery, and you're functioning beautifully right now. So again, love y'all.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Take care. You can check out one of these videos. If hopefully one of them is like previous motorcycle or heart surgery stuff that answers something you're looking for. Y'all take care.